Good afternoon, everyone, and surprise, surprise, another hot afternoon here for our favourite winter sport. Terrific for water sports, however, and a family fun day out. If not a bit breezy this afternoon up here at Arena Joondalup, which of course is the home of the Falcons. It will be hot and warm, and there'll be plenty of heat building inside the Arena Joondalup this afternoon for our match of the day, our round 3 match of the day between WPerth and Swan Districts. And the WPerth side will be still buoyed by their come-from-behind victory under the lead of Oval Lights last Friday night a week ago against Subiaco. They won that match by just 7 points. Swan Districts, on the other hand, still winless after 2 attempts, and whilst it's not cause to man the panic stations just yet, zip and 3 would be cause for concern for any side in what is considered to be a very, very closely fought competition this year. It'll be hard to win a spot in the top 4. Well, after 2 completed rounds of football, Claremont are looking very comfortable at the top of the ladder, as you can see. A game and about 50% clear from their nearest rival. South Fremantle, West Perth, East Perth filling the top 4. Just outside, East Fremantle, Subiaco, Swan Districts, Perth and Peel Thunder all yet to win a match. Indeed, and we can have a look at how these two sides fared last season in their head-to-heads. They met twice. In round 1, West Perth defeated Swans by 54 points, and they met again in round 10. It was a reversal of the result, but a pretty similar margin. Swan Districts by 49 points back in round 10. It's a fair while since these two sides have met. So West Perth have got a good record against Swan Districts up here. They have got Stephen Brown back from Carlton. They've got Josh Donaldson from the Blues as well. Shane Tregear from Sandringham and Mark Hutchings across from East Perth. They've lost Callum Chambers and Clayton Lascock, 2 of their most experienced players, to retirement. Rowan Buick being picked up by the Brisbane Lions in the pre-season draft, and Alex James has crossed to Swan Districts, and he'll be lining up against his former club this afternoon. Well, there's the West Perth team list. Todd, they were successful against Subiaco last week. Plenty of scoring power up forward with Zanetti and Stockley.
Yeah, they had a good come-from-behind win last week. Strike kicked 3 goals. He's a very important player. I don't think we'd see him here down at this level too much longer. But they're pretty strong across the board. Very good midfield with Salisic, Gordigan, Hutchings, who's a quality player, come back from St Kilda, couldn't quite cement his place in a pretty strong team last year. But yeah, their backline there, Burns, Hunt, Shadbolt, outstanding players, and give them a lot of run out of defence.
And the Swan Districts line-up, Bradwell, they haven't won a match yet, zip and 2, but that is too good a side not to break through shortly.
Yes, it is indeed. And as you go across the lines, they have fantastic experience across each of those. And Greg Harding's really big on that. Adam Hunter coming back into the Swan Districts lineup this year really provides them with that swingman as he played at West Coast during his AFL career. Ashley Hanson, who I think is the best, most underrated player in the comp, and coming back in, he'll straighten them up. Tom Roach is a good AFL listed player, and they have some exciting talent with Alex Howard and young Gartlett coming in for his first game today. But Robinson provides them that midfield grunt, and Cole Reevy at half forward has a touch of class about him. So fantastic time.
Certainly does. We'll talk more about Gartlett as the match unfolds. I know you've got a keen interest in him, Brad. Well, there's Josh Roberts leading the Black and Whites onto the field, captain of Swan Districts. 4 or 5, Jaron Jackie. He wants to take on Burns. That's not easy. Forced into an error. Gave it to Pierce, though. Here's Jackie again, right on the 50 with the left foot. Puts it up high, hoping for a mark down there. Oh, taken by Gavin very cleverly. Well, would you believe it? Swan Districts have kicked the first goal of the match. 2 very easy misses by West Perth. Has got a player free, and that's Hunt, who's marked below the jumping castle. Kicks it into the centre square. Gordon into Strike. Loves to run. Tries to burn off Knott. It was a good chase by Knott, but Strike got the kick away. Or Talon Ames just couldn't make it stick in his fingertips. Stockley hand passes to Saylor. Saylor on the right boot. Screws it along the ground, and West Perth. Well, it's just been a matter of time. It's taken 9 minutes and 45 seconds, but they're on their feet, the West Perth supporters, and Saylor's got the first goal for the Falcons.
Yeah, it's someone coming off with the blood rule. Looks like Ashley Hanson. They won't want to keep him off the ground for too long, Bradley.
Hutchings, forward of centre. Good-looking kick. Oh, Was that the free kick? No, Riggio attacked it pretty well. He just taps the ball on cleverly there to Roberts. They've got the advantage, Swan Districts. There was a holding decision just off the play.
A bit of frustration. The West Perth players should have got the free kick.
Cole Reevy, Roberts, and now Roberts, a beautifully weighted and directed pass to Gapin, chips off the hand pass to Wolfenden. Wolfenden squeezes a kick away. Not again was the fly, but couldn't take it. Here's a chance for the youngster. Can his first kick in league football be a goal? It goes through. Dribbles it through like he's a 150-game veteran. Distance could be his problem. I think he knows that. Sees movement, goes to Spanderman, and Spanderman's mark. You're the goal kicker amongst us?
Yeah, just outside, Phil, because it looks like that wind has dropped right off now. That's a pretty good kick.
Oh, he's done it beautifully. Started it just a little bit left. It's come back beautifully, and Wayne Spanderman has got a good one for Swan Districts. West Perth seem to have had the ball forward of centre for a lot of the last 7 or 8 minutes, and Swan Districts have gone forward and kicked a very valuable goal. We talked about that pre-game, and Bartholomew goes to half forward. Go Bells, just showing a fair bit of toe there opposed to Ames. Gets the left boot onto it. No mark taken, but that Strike reads the crumbs beautifully across his body. Has he snapped it? He likes it. And I think the goal umpire will give us confirmation. There it is, Andrew Strike. What a great snap. Now he lays it off to this man, Bartholomew, who can run almost nonchalantly in the end, and then the kick's a shocker, fortuitously landed there with teammate Go Bells, who got it off to Salisic, and Salisic accepts the hand pass, gives it the old 1-2, and from 40 metres out has drilled it for West Perth. The youngster is first there for West Perth, floats one up towards centre half forward, knocked away by Williams. But Hutchings again, he's a ball magnet, puts it out in front of Go Bells, and Jeff Go Bells, a very underrated player.
Should get the distance quite easily.
He runs pretty close to the man on the mark. Breeze gets a hold of it. The goal umpire's not going to move. No need. Goal umpire Kendall Ball signals another major, so 2 very quick ones. 2 minutes have just ticked over in the second term, and 2 goals to West Perth. From just a step outside the 50, goes up towards Hanson, knocked away from him. Oh, coming through the pack brilliantly there, Cole Reevy. Well, he read it brilliantly, timed his run to perfection, and Ben Cole Reevy, just when Swan Districts needed something to stiffen them, he's provided the goods and kicked a quick reply for the Black and Whites. There's a 2-on-2. Jackie clever at ground level. The hand pass meant for Roche, who might have been held without it. The umpire says play on. Oh, great courage by Jackie. He went through the pack, knocked the ball into the path of Pearce, and Clancy Pearce snaps with the right boot and snaps truly. Gives it to Roach onto the left boot, not well directed, and it lands on the chest of Saylor. Saylor gets a call from Strike, finding too much room. Strike again, a low hard pass, this time onto the chest of Jason Salisic.
Yeah, he can kick this from here, Bradley, you would think.
He can. Phil, you mentioned it there in your call. Too much room, Andrew Strike.
Again, yeah, and he delivers the ball so well, doesn't he? Surprised he's actually playing at this level. I think he's bound for the next level, certainly very shortly.
Well, Salisic is almost in an identical position to that Jeff Go Bells was in a while ago. Hits it beautifully, straight through the middle, and West Perth again have found the mark. Gives it back to Shadbolt. Now a chance for Black. Oh, up towards Gordon, and now Williams fell over, and Mellington it is rather, who's taken the mark at full stretch. Because he's, what did you say, 6'4"? Oh, onto the chest of Saylor. Well, West Perth have really opened up Swan Districts coming down the ground. They looked a bit in disarray, the Black and Whites. Too many free players for the Falcons, and it's ended up with this man.
Well, they actually moved the ball very well over on the other side of the ground, Swan Districts, until Gapin's kick around the corner and Shadbolt able to get a spoil in and the handball, and it ends up with this man, Saylor, who shanks it a bit, but it comes back.
Oh, touched. Well, that was disappointing because he was seemingly well within range. He just didn't make good enough contact.
Thank you.
Now, the umpire wants to get a clarification on this.
Oh, do we have a review, Phil? Oh, we don't do that.
Oh, he's calling in the boundary umpires. Now, if the goal umpire says it's touched, incidentally, one of those boundary umpires, Kirk Webster, has come in late. He's actually the 16-year-old and 3 months. I'll tell you, but I've never seen that before.
Kirk's taking control in his first game.
Knows this ground pretty well. Long raking kick over the head of Hansen. He gathers it in nicely though. Oh, check side kick. Could bounce close. It's gone through.
Fantastic.
What a goal to Ash Hansen. The ball went over his head, but he turned on his heels, ran after it, and that is a very, very skillful goal to be able to jail it from there. Will it sit up for him? Well, not really, but he's able to control the ball nicely by picking it up. But a terrible kick went straight to Hunter, who gave it to Roach. Wolfenden. Now Swans can go hard the other way, but Wolfenden is run down by Salisic. What a great turnover. Here's Buick. He hand passes to Tregear. Tregear gets around Hunter onto the left boot, lands in front of Zanetti, did well to control it, hand pass to Hutchings, and Hutchings floats it up to the goal square. It's marked by Mellington, and he will go back and kick the easiest of goals for West Perth.
Just well composed there by Mark Hutchings, wasn't it, Bradley? Just could have blazed away, but team opportunity there, and did the right thing, gave it to Mellington, who will not miss this one, I wouldn't think, and puts it through for the West Perth 7.
West Perth have got the numbers 3-2. They're off hands though. It's Cole Reevy who's read it brilliantly again. He runs to 49 metres on the right boot, sends it long on goal, and it's Ben Cole Reevy again. Second goal for the quarter, and more importantly for them, this is Alex James, who's been one of Swans' best in this quarter. And a one-hander taken by Gapin, plays on quickly. Now something can be created. A good kick to Robinson. He can run to 50. Buick giving chase, draws a player, hand passes to Garlett onto the boot, and he's got his second, the young man.
Good stuff.
Well, they were finding it hard to work the ball forward. All of a sudden they did it cleverly. Well done to Tim Gapin.
Josh Roberts paid by the umpire, who was not officiating at the time. And look at this, he's got forward the young fella Aitchison, I think it is.
Aitchison from 55 metres, just sets it up high, looking for some high leapers. Not flew, but far too early.
Oh, he was up in the second quarter.
Oh, there's a holding, and it's going to go the way of Swan Districts.
The goal, and
he's given it.
Does sneak it in.
He's given the goal umpire a bit of work to do, but all he's done is run to his left and ensure that it has actually snuck through. So another contentious free kick. Tony Knott has kicked the goal. Great player, Josh Roberts, goes long to Hansen, off hands it's Pearce, or to Robinson, another scoring opportunity, went begging because he fumbled it, back to Pearce, gives the dough dancer, then he hand passes to Roach, good vision, weighted pass a bit too wide for Hansen, under a lot of pressure from Hunt, Hansen prevails, just managed to get his toe to it, now Flay had his head down over the footy, was he held? Here's Lacroix, was that an illegal disposal? No!
Jeez.
Brent Lacroix is having a run of the horrors, and Tony Knott is really enjoying this first few minutes of the third term.
Obviously there was a free kick to Flay just before that. Did he get a hand to that? Not sure, but the West Perth supporters in front of us weren't happy. Dion Flay looked like he was obviously held without the ball, and then only seconds later Swans and Tony Knott once again has got a free kick, and he shouldn't miss this one.
And he doesn't.
Nor should he.
Well done by Tony Knott. He's had a few chances. He's now got his second goal. Robinson back to Miles. He's stationary. They've got it to Roach, who's never stationary for very long. Goes with a pass, beautifully executed. This would be pretty elementary for someone of Ashley Hansen's capability, straight through the middle. So Swan Districts continue to give West Perth some headaches. Now Lacroix lays it off to Burns, who's on the burst. Burns kick, finds Buick, hand pass to the run of Salisic. This is better for West Perth. Salisic runs to 50, doesn't make great contact with the kick, or did he?
The big man should put this through without any dramas with his favoured left foot.
Oh yeah, makes no mistake. He knows how to kick a goal. He got one in the second, now one in the third. Josh Mellington from the Murray Bush Rangers on the Fremantle's list, and the West Perth supporters were very happy with that because they've been a bit sluggish. 15 and a half minutes into the final quarter down there. The Lions may register their first 4 points. Stockley up, comes down to Strike. High kick from Strike. Clears the centre square. That was the most blatant push you'll ever see. What was he thinking? Mellington with a chance to get consecutive goals.
I'd say this may just be beyond him from out there, but he might have a big hoof left foot. Oh, that's a good kick. Never in doubt.
Fabulous kick. So Josh Mellington has kicked 2 goals within the space of a minute, and West Perth have got themselves back to within 11 points, and you can see the elation of their hardcore of supporters. Roberts' kick into the middle of the ground. Well done by Gapin. Well, I think well done. It was meant to go to Roach. Cleverly trapped, though, by Saylor. Onto the right foot. Wobbles it, luckily, to Hutchings. Oh, good vision. Well, I think he was trying to get it to Salisic. Put it up high. Here's a chance again for Mellington. He's kicked 3. He's kicked 2 in this quarter. He's now kicked 3 goals, 1. Well, it was an exciting build-up. The West Perth supporters are really enjoying their footy.
Yeah, well, it was all Swan Districts the first 10 minutes, and look at that terrible kick.
Well, Talananes, we've been really paying him some plaudits. He's been in great form, 138-game veteran, and he's turned that one over with a very poor kick in.
And you probably couldn't get it to a worse player. Jason Salisic is probably one of the better kicks in the WAFL.
Very good finisher with 2 against his name, and that one where he could have run in, a goal assist.
Yeah, and his opponent will be dirty at the moment, Matthew Aitchison. He's on the mark. He's running his butt off trying to keep up with him, and he gets an easy one just served straight up to him out of the kicker for number 3 for Jason Salisic. Not a bad effort for playing on the wing, Bradley.
Rice still back in the centre of the ground. Besides making it a little bit difficult than it needs to be at the moment, some of the disposal has not been good, but the pressure is on. Rice looking for and finding Tregear, or Brown, I should say. Stephen Brown has taken the mark. Still a long way out. A couple of kicks for West Perth. Oh, good lead from Coonan. Well, Brown did well. The delivery was excellent, and Coonan, on a hard lead, has taken the mark under a lot of pressure.
Great hands then, wasn't it? Because that kick was coming at a rate of knots. And he just grabbed it with one hand. You see in replay here, he's fully on the stretch.
Yeah, Howard was right with him. In fact, he had a couple of swans on his tail. Coonan. 50. Oh, dear me. What, he run over the mark, has he?
Well, apparently so. I think he was a couple of millimetres over, Phil. You're not allowed to do that these days. I think the mark was right on the 50. He didn't seem to go too far over the 50-metre line.
The umpire was right there. He was obviously watching the mark.
He stepped on the 50.
Oh, he stepped on the 50.
Right there.
So, not allowed to do that, Brad.
Back, mate.
So I thought the mark was actually set right on the 50. I was going to say he's going to kick. Anyway, doesn't matter. West Perth have hit the front. Once more.
I'm not too sure what the lead got out to. About 10 minutes into the quarter.
16.
Goes looking for Gapin, who's juggled the mark in his fingertips. Been a pretty enthralling battle between Gapin and LeCras. Good pass from Gapin, and he's found Cole Reevy right up on the scoreboard wing. Trailing by 4 points.
Dangerous kick.
Yeah, it wasn't a good kick. He kicked it to really a 4-on-1, and it's been marked by Flay, who...
Yeah, 50 metres. I think he copped a bit of treatment after the mark. That's Spanderman again.
Well, that is really not going to...
No, he was going to the ground. I don't know what he's meant to do.
Well, it's not going to endear him to Greg Harding. He made comment about some of those undisciplined acts at three-quarter time when he spoke to Rod Willett. Meanwhile, Flay's recovered. We think Mellington just overran it, allows Ames in again, cleared the immediate area by knocking the ball on. Bartholomew clashed with Cole Reevy, but he cleverly kicked it to the advantage of Brown. Stephen Brown from a step, high ball, big pack, and standing tallest is Zanetti, 197 centimetres, and he's plucked the mark out in the pack and will go back and try and kick a goal that will psychologically, as much as anything else, have a big effect on this match.
Yeah, just too strong there, too tall, too big.
It's that great call, Todd. Tall blokes, big blokes, don't get any shorter in the last quarter.
They don't, Bradley. But he's had a bit of a quieter day today compared to what he had last week, obviously. But he might have a big last quarter and get the Falcons over the line. He was a good start by him, but he just needs to go back and slot this.
Kicked 5 goals to help sink Subiaco last week. Goes back.
He's kicked
goalless so far today, but he's thought this one out pretty well. Brings it back with the breeze. And Zanetti has his first for the day. West Perth's 12th, and it gives them a 10-point buffer. Otherwise, it would have had to have been a free kick. Miles, after kicking to himself, goes long. West Perth again just superior at ground level. Tregear Rice picks it up beautifully on the half volley. Works a handball out to Mellington. Pretty handy forward today. He's kicked 3 goals, 3 by my reckoning. Oh, and going back is Gobels. He's marked it right on the edge of the 10-metre square. He will get back and kick from directly in front. Took it on the second juggle, but this is a certain goal for the Falcons.
Yeah, very good mark there. It was well done by Joel Rice. Clean hands underneath his knees. He's very good in the pressure cooker situation, Rice.
Fantastic.
You've waited a while for that.
No, it's just
I like Mellington. He was really good in the third quarter, and that was a disciplined kick to the top of the square. Probably could have had a shot for goal, but did the team thing, and will get the goal assist.
Jeff Gobels for his second, makes no mistake about it. And all of a sudden, West Perth looming as a big threat to Swan Districts.
Yeah, and the West Perth faithful in front think they're home, but there's plenty of football left in this game at the moment. But very good start by West Perth, like Swans in the third quarter, Brad.
Yep, and he finished off so strongly against Subi last week as the chip pass into play has found James.
And the West Perth using the bench, a few more fresh legs on. Shadbolt back on and goes straight down to his half-back line.
Yeah, trying to turn the screws on Swan Districts. Pearce to Miles. Hand pass to James. Needs to find a target. It was a good kick to the advantage there of Garlett. Doesn't look out of place at all at senior level. James. Miles back to James. This is how they've racked up a lot of their hand passes. James gets around Rice. Now he's caught holding the ball. Play on's the call. The umpire says no holding it. They've got the advantage. Saylor gives it to Zanetti. Takes a bounce. Steadies. Kicks on his second. And he's pulled through. Well, only our sound effects Mike would be able to acknowledge who's in front in this contest, but right at the moment it just doesn't look as though Swan Districts have got any answers.
They've absolutely stopped, and he just needed to get it down the line. Old-fashioned footy.
Yep.
Just waited and waited. Great play from Rice, and good play on here from young Taylor and Saylor, sorry, and just as nonchalant as you like.
The big fella.
Just get the job done. Didn't give us much at all, but he's been impressive this last quarter.
He has. It's the first time I've seen him live, and look, he looks pretty good. He's very quiet in the first 3 quarters, but he's certainly started the last quarter exactly how Billy Monahan expects him to play. They're like this during the reserves and the Colts as well.
Stockley won it. Yeah, you're quite right, Todd. Here's a Jetta. Great smother down there by Brown. And who was that? It was a young Garland who picks it up. He's kicked 3 goals in his debut.
He's had 3 kicks, has he?
He wouldn't have had many more than that, but he's certainly got 3 goals. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the fourth. Gapin shaping up to do some ruck work. Over the top, it was a Coonan. Comes out to James. James from a step.
That's a good goal.
That's gone pretty close. It's applauded through by Hanson. That's an indication. So perhaps Swan Districts are still alive.
He hasn't had much game time, Tyndall, today, but when he's got it, he's looked pretty assured with his disposal like that one.
Yeah, he's impressed. On the end of it, Coonan. Lead comes from Gobels. Good pass, and there was not much that young Howard could do about that.
It'd be a chance from here, Brad. I think Gobels, a bit of breeze behind him.
And go back.
Take the 30 seconds anyway.
He's not. That's right, Todd. Go back.
Well,
and
he can wait till the umpire calls him.
Yeah.
And then
50 metres.
Free kick up the field for a knee.
50 metres to Gobels. I reckon he'll kick this.
Spinner, did you see that? Was it Spanderman again?
No, it was Riggio. He did a push the guy over and then
the siren. The siren.
Oh, is it the siren? That's the siren, all right.
That's the siren.
Jeff Gobels.
27 minutes.
It was a very short quarter given 5 goals were scored, and Gobels will walk in from point blank range and finish up with his second. No, I beg your pardon, he'll finish up with 3.
He's been pretty good today, Gobels.
Oh, another 50, so he goes to the line
on 50.
So this is all
should be
academic.
In the car park then.
And he goes back, steers it through for his third. Well, the West Perth supporters, they really do know how to celebrate. They've got the flags waving, they're on their feet. Josh Pearce, still injured, gives Jeff Gobels a hug. And well done to the Falcons. And unfortunately for Swan Districts, they have had inflicted upon them their 3rd consecutive defeat. So 0-3 after 3 attempts. West Perth, after 2 outings, have 2-0. 15-13, 103. to Swan District's 13,886, and in the end it was a pretty comprehensive margin.